AFTV, time to get into the player ratings. Arsenal 3, Everton 2. It was a great game. Great win by Arsenal. Very important win as well. I've got Pippa here. I've got Moh here. Pippa, first of all, just before we get into the player ratings, I know you was at the women's game before you came. A long day. Who did they play? Was it FA Cup? Yeah. The replay from the game that got cancelled last week, wasn't it? Against Lewis Women. And we won 2-0. It was a really hard game though. It was 0-0 at first half.
2-0? I thought they would have won more by that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We won 9-0 against them last time, so it shows how much they've improved. And they've got a really young squad. But our debut performance from Caitlin Ford, her first game, she got a goal. It was just a really good game. Now we're through to quarterfinals against Spurs. So we're playing Spurs twice.
Spurs, that's going to be tasty. And don't forget, check out on the channel. Pippa does all the women's football. It's absolutely brilliant. I saw your interview with Ty the other day, right? Right. But and they've got a final next. I'm coming. Yeah, man, I'm there, man. Yes. I'm there. At Nottingham Forest. That's against Man City, isn't it?
No, it's against Chelsea.
Against Chelsea, sorry. Yeah. Going to be a tough game though.
It's going to be a really tough game, but I'm looking forward to it.
All right. So make sure you check out all of our content on women's football here on AFTV. But let's get into the player ratings. We're going to kick off with you, Pippa. Leno in goal.
Oh, he gets a really high rate. It's not a 10, but he gets a 9 for me. It's a really, really good performance.
Did he not make a mistake though on the second goal?
That's the only reason he doesn't get a 10 for me. But that it's hard to say though. But you have to say he made some really good saves. I know he wants to say something about the mistake. Is it not a mistake?
I feel very sorry for him to say that as a mistake. He's left so isolated there, and I kind of feel like it's literally a case of we haven't dealt with the ball in. It's gone there, and it's just
mistake.
Who can react quickest. For it to go through him, it's hard to blame him too much there. Yeah, he could have done slightly better, but I just kind of feel like it's a 50-50. On one day he might get it, on another day it's someone else.
That's called a mistake.
No,
I mean, I
feel really it's a 9, which is a really high rating. That's because of all the saves that he did make in the game, especially coming towards the last 10 minutes of the game. Everton were really stepping on our necks, and they had balls crossing in across goal, and there was no one there. Luckily for us, no one there to tap it in. Yeah. But he made really crucial saves towards the end of the game as well. So
okay.
A 9.
Okay, 9 for Mustafi. Mustafi.
Well, the silver-haired fox is doing all right, But look, there's been a lot of talk about Mustafi, and I think that he has been very, very good. In the last few games. But when we say very, very good, we're talking relatively. We're not saying very, very good in terms of the world's best defenders. We're talking about very, very good in comparison.
Solid, isn't he?
No, but in comparison to his previous form.
No. I'm not comparing it to his previous form. I'm saying as a defender, he's been solid.
No, solid is not that back pass against Chelsea. And you can say, that was only one incident.
Not the last couple of games. Chelsea, that was about 4 or 5, that was about 5 games ago. I'm on about the last Olympiacos the other day, pressurised situation. He was our best defender. Last week...
You can't go on the last couple of games. You can't go on 180 minutes. It's not enough of a sample size. On that basis, the best player in the world is changing every single...
I said last couple of games. I never said it.
Last couple of games isn't enough for me to judge a player's form. So I
only want you to judge him for today. That's all.
All right, today, he was good. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. But we conceded 2 goals. We weren't flawless in defence today. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. But for me, Mustafi, he still needs to leave the club at the end of the season. I'm very happy for him that he's got his, bit of his spark back and everything like that. But over the course of 38 games, he's not one of the Premier League's best defenders, and that's what I want.
Okay. Louise.
Oh, I was going to give him a 6 for performance, although he did quite well, but he has to get a 7. Just because of that through ball to Aubameyang. I mean, we need to see more of that, and it was such a beautiful pass, perfectly weighted, perfectly timed, and of course Aubameyang's going to finish that.
His passing ranges are absolutely sublime. That wasn't the only pass he done in the game as well. So what did you give him?
7. Reasonable.
7. Yeah. It was. I thought. I think he did make a mistake on the first goal, though, didn't he? Yeah. So I can understand it. Yeah, he did. Bellerin.
Oh, I didn't want Bellerin. I didn't want Bellerin, and you stitched me up. The reason I don't want Bellerin is because I don't want to give the lowest score to the player. Do you know what I mean? He was the worst player on the pitch for Arsenal today, and I just rather you would have fielded it. But yeah, like Bellerin, even against Newcastle, I felt like he struggled, and he's
still coming back. He's still back off the injury kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Of course, and that's what we can excuse him for. But you're asking me to give him a player rating today? He was the worst Arsenal player on the pitch today, and he has struggled.
He's got to be real, isn't it? I mean, there was one time where he totally misjudged.
Yeah, exactly. And Leno had to come out and deal with it. But the problem is as well, Mustafi was left isolated so often against Richarlison. Even in the
he should have been sent off that.
Yeah, exactly. And in the last kind of 15 minutes, it was actually 3-on-3 at the back. That's what the formation was at times. And I was thinking, well, come on, we've got to tuck in and make sure we get these 3 points. I was a little bit frustrated about that. So I'd give Bellerin a 5, today.
Fair enough. I'll take 5. Really, either because he's not back to full fitness or full confidence, because at a time he was the fastest in the squad, and was it Dominic Calvert-Lewin that was just running past him every time?
I think it's a full fitness thing, and I think always you also got to remember sometimes what they're up against, right? Yeah, Richarlison's a very, very good player. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they've got very good Wobies and very quick players. You know what I mean? Later on, Bernard came on. So, so he had a bit of a torrid time today, though, without a doubt. Left-hand side, Saka.
Oh, I have to give. No. Do you know why? Because in the second half he made a few sloppy passes was passing.
He made a couple of errors in that second half. We could have been punished. Yeah.
And he almost conceded a goal because of the pass across the goal. But for that cross, 8. I'm going to give him an 8, which is really reasonable for the performance today. That cross, the way it was weighted, and the finish from Nketiah was just perfect. I mean, if he carries on playing like that, he has to sign a contract. And even Lacazette's commenting under his post, sign the thing. He has to sign it, because for a young prospect like that, I don't want to see him go over to a rival or another team. And he's doing really well for us. So yeah, solid 8.
I'll give him a 9. I have to say, I'll give him a 9 because for me, he was the game changer. Do you know what I mean? And just
he was very sloppy in that second half, wasn't he?
Listen, his mistakes didn't actually cost us any goals.
Nearly did.
But his good points in the game, that cross, actually did give us a goal. And he was a game changer. And he's so young. And he had to get to the pace of the game instantly when he came on. And he did it, changed it. So for me,
he played during the week in a very... Yeah.
For me, it was brilliant.
Okay, going into the midfield, Ceballos.
I thought he was good. And even in the Newcastle game, right, when I saw him on the starting lineup, I thought it's a bit of a strange call. But I think him and Ozil have worked really well together. I really like it. And I think it gives us a lot more possession of the ball in the midfield. And I'm happy. I'd give him a kind of a solid 7, I think, today. He didn't do anything hugely spectacular. One of his best moments, actually, was not attacking play. It was when Richarlison was running at him at pace. And he got the ball, very important tackle, got it cleanly. If he didn't, it would have been a yellow card. And if he missed him completely, then Richarlison's really getting some momentum on the counter-attack. And that, to me, just sums Ceballos up, because not only can he do it going forward, but he's also got that nastiness about his play where he won't allow you to shrug him off the ball. He won't just allow you to get past him. He's that man or ball sort of character. And I really like that about him. So a solid 7 without being spectacular.
Xhaka.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. It was not an outstanding performance. He's done what he was supposed to do and moving the ball through the midfield.
Sloppy sometimes with his passing. Was solid. I agree with you, solid. But a couple of times some of them passes you're but
questionable.
Solid.
Yeah, he done what he was supposed to do, and he kept the midfield, kept the ball moving, and really nice link-up play with Ceballos there as well. So.
Okay, Ozil.
Ozil. Again, it's Ozil standards, right? So it's a 7, because if it was someone else, I might say an 8. But I think Ozil was good today. I think he really was good. And what he does is these little moments when you can be under pressure if you turn the wrong way, or if your control or something isn't perfect, he's always perfect. And he just releases a lot of pressure on the team because of how good he is technically. So yeah, solid 7.
Okay, Aubameyang.
Oh, do you know what? Yeah, what are we giving out 10s? I don't know if we're giving out 10s, but because I want you to stay, I might say 10. No, I'll give him a 9. Only because the 2 goals. I mean, it changed the game, especially the second goal that he got in the first minutes of the second half. And with a header again, he's scoring with his head a lot now. I don't know what's going on in training, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah, he's loving it. So, and I really, it's one of those players you just enjoy watching play. When he's on the ball, you just expect something, and 9 times out of 10 he delivers. So he's going to get a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Pepe.
Pepe was good. Another assist for him today as well. So I would give him 7 or an 8, I'm not really sure, because he is, him and Saka are making the difference. When they get forward, their end product is good now. So that assist for Aubameyang, I mean, it was a great header, don't get me wrong, but he's put the ball in the right area, perfectly in the right area, and he's put enough power on it for Aubameyang. So because of the assist, I'm just going to say 8. I'm happy today. We got 3 goals. The front 3 deserve the ratings.
Okay, Eddie.
Eddie. Do you know what? I love you, Eddie, yeah? But we might have to raise the crossbar a few inches higher because he just keeps smashing them. But he got the first goal for us, and clinical finish as well. It's not easy to finish like that. And let me give you a score. What should I give you? A 9. We're getting a lot of 9s today. I'm too positive. 9. Too positive.
And I think the other thing to add to Eddie's game today was what I felt was his work rate, the way in which he closed down players. He was sort of leading that press every time, and he was exceptional in it.
And also shout out to Pepe on that as well, because defensively he's improved so much. He's so much more willing to get involved in the physical aspect of Premier League games that I've seen recently. So, really happy with that. And Nketiah as well.
Yeah. Kolasinac, we left out at the start in about standard 5, I suppose.
Yeah, not enough time, so, 6, whatever.
Go Guendouzi, he came on.
Yeah, he came on and he worked hard. He pressed a lot. He was up in Pickford's face at times.
One time nearly pressed us into getting a goal.
So he was good, and often he's got a tendency of doing something silly, getting a yellow card, and then he has to kind of walk on a tightrope. And he didn't do that today as well. So I'd say given what he could do in the time it came on, it's kind of solid 7. He didn't do anything wrong, and he did the job that the sub needed to do.
Torreira.
We didn't see a lot of him. It's hard to give him a fair result, so I'd have to say 6, even though it sounds really unfair. But when he came on, he was very strong for his size, so strong, so physical, fighting players off him and done what he needed to do.
Let me ask both of you, just before I get into the manager and that, right? We've thrown out a load of 9. It was 9 for Aubameyang, 9 for Eddie, 9 for Saka. Who's the man of the match now?
Saka for me, because look, Aubameyang does what Aubameyang does, right? We're kind of so used to him doing that, but his service was brilliant today. If Aubameyang didn't get that service, we'd be complaining that he didn't do enough, I think. But Saka for me was just on point.
I don't know, I think I'd give it to I know I gave Leno an 8 though, but Leno saved the game as well. But Aubameyang got the goals. It's between Aubameyang and Leno for me.
You said Leno made the mistake.
Yeah, but he also saved us off the line.
I'll overrule you both. It's got to be Aubameyang, man. I think in the second half there was a couple of times, man, we could have been punished. Saka, I don't like to critique. He was brilliant, and he's only 18. But he could, for me, Aubameyang, right? That he scored the second goal to put us in the lead. Then the third goal, that's won us the game.
Right, you tell us.
Yeah, you tell us.
Aubameyang or Leno?
Who's the man of the match? Yeah.
Aubameyang as well, though,
Yeah, man of the match. Or Leno. It could have been Leno as well. So, man of the match, Arteta today.
I know I've given that a lot of 9s, but I'm going to have to give him an 8. I mean, it was a very positive performance, but it was too sloppy in defence for us going forward.
Arteta I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know, but he's the one that picked the starting 11, isn't it? But it was a good performance, and obviously he's got into the player's head that you have to keep going. I feel like it was a good thing that we went behind.
A lot of faith in picking Eddie right from the start. It paid off.
That's true. Because, Lacazette did brilliant in the week.
Just had a game during the week as well. Remember that high-intensity game?
Yeah. So what do you think I should give him a 10?
No.
What are you telling me? No, I'm saying an 8. I'm saying an 8.
Martinelli not in the matchday squad.
Who knows? Maybe he's rested. Maybe
I'm asking you because I want you to tell me, because he's injured or something like that. I
don't know if he's. I don't know if he's.
In that matchday squad.
I don't know if he's injured, but what he did today, we've won the game.
Yeah, but Martinelli should be in the matchday squad. I don't understand that decision.
I agree. To get a 10.
No, I'm not saying.
We conceded 2
goals. He said 10 for everybody. Right. I'm saying, what do you think? You gave him an 8, yeah?
Yeah. I think that's a fair result for 3-2 at home.
For me, that's too high. For me,
fans.
On Arteta, let me just say on Arteta. At home, we should have more control in football games. It shouldn't be a 3-2.
Tough game. There is a tough game. I think aren't they on a run of wins at the moment? Everton. Yeah. They're unbeaten.
Listen, that's absolutely fine. We're also on a run of on an unbeaten run as well.
It's not an easy game there.
I get that, but listen, we're at home. We should be more switched on from the first minute. We should be more switched on coming into half time. We should have a better defensive setup from defending corners. That was appalling. Watch it back a match of the day. For me, it's lower. It's a 7. Martinelli should be in the matchday squad. Arteta, yeah, fine, he did enough, but I feel like, who is it today that really won us the game? Was it Arteta or was it the players? For me, it was Saka's delivery, Pepe's delivery, Aubameyang's finishing. I don't think...
all of them selected by the manager.
I get that, but it's not all about selections, is it?
You just said Martinelli should be in the starting lineup.
So he didn't get the selection right in that respect. But
why not? We've won.
These are very obvious calls. You're going to play Pepe. You're going to play Aubameyang. He didn't do anything.
No, but Eddie's not. Yeah. Eddie is.
So sure.
And so he put in Eddie, and there was people that when we was going into the game were questioning why Eddie started. Then Eddie scored the goal that got us back in the game.
Gets a mark up for Eddie. Fine, that's absolutely fine. So I'm not giving him a 4. I'm giving him a 7. It's a very, very fair
fans.
Call. Fans were good. Yeah, fans. We don't see in the first half, especially fans getting that lively. Usually the second half thing. So I think fans were good today. I'll give them an 8.
And the ref?
Oh, get the ref out of here, man. There was even a point where he threw his toys at the pram for the line that he sprayed on the grass. I don't know what's going on. He should have checked VAR, I reckon, for the foul on
Charlton.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought that was a red card as well? I thought it was a
I
yellow.
haven't seen the replay, obviously. Where
I
I'm
ain't
sitting,
seen I ain't
where I'm
seen the
sitting.
replay. I just.
I think it's a yellow.
Have you seen a replay of it?
I've seen a replay. I think it's a yellow. He didn't go with the studs up. It was a definite foul. It was a definite yellow. Yeah, but it was kind of like one of those ones where when you watch it back, it's one of those where you can't help but both being off the ground because you can't leave your.
That's like that one yesterday, isn't it?
No.
Lo Celso, there's nowhere else to put his feet.
Like that was studs. That was dangerous. With this one, your legs have to come out, in front of you. It was definite yellow, and that was fair.
It's a 5 from me, man.
It's a 5. All right, so that's it. It's a big win for Arsenal. Massive win, as a matter of fact. It's one of them teams that, if we to harbour any chance at all of top 4 or 5, we had to win today. And we got to be winning games, and we won it. It was hairy at times, but we won it. And it's another good win. We're still unbeaten this year, Mo.
Yeah, and also
We're still unbeaten.
I'm buzzing because we're unbeaten, and I'm dizzy because we're 9th. Can't believe it.
No sense.
We'll leave it on that.